What up, though? And yes, it's not Ken and Joe. It's Jeremy and Joe. How's it going, Joe?
What's going on, man?
Not much. Well, we do got a few games to talk about. How'd your Raiders do this weekend?
They beat the Texans in the
Awesome.
preseason. I mean, it was a terrible game in the first half. The Raiders, they didn't look good offensively or defensively in the first half. It was 17-0, and it was just, it's like we always say that it's just preseason. But I also, like, in the back of my mind, I think to myself, if we look this bad against vanilla schemes, how bad are we going to look when people actually start scheming? Like,
Right, because this is what I was talking about. When the offense flutters and you don't have starters on the field, how good is your depth?
yeah. Or when the other team's ones just drive right down the field and score. They scored almost every time they had the ball. In the first quarter, it was 17-0. Like, they scored every time they had the ball. I was like, are we going to play defense today, or is this just like an offensive game? Like, I don't know. I guess they left the defensive game plan at home, but the good news is, well, I won't say good news, but Aiden O'Connell in the second half, he played, and he brought the Raiders back from down 17-0 and won the game for them. Against
O'Connell, he looked pretty good
against the Scrubs. So it's like, I like Aiden O'Connell, man. He's never going to be a top 10 guy. He's never going to be a starter, I don't think. But he's a serviceable backup, and
Right.
like,
and that's really all a team needs in the preseason and the regular season is a competent backup that's going to give your team a chance if the defense holds. That's all you want.
Exactly.
And and Ashton Genty's ankle is minor, but he may miss like the first couple weeks of the season, I'm hearing.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. That's what I today.
I heard only that he was carried off the field, and they were doing imaging, and they hadn't heard anything about it yet.
According to NFL Network, it was a sprained ankle. It's not an Achilles. It's nothing, and not expected to be long term. But his return timeline remains uncertain.
That's got to be a pretty bad sprain if you can't even, like, walk off. Not necessarily walk off under your own power, but they had to have two trainers literally carry him off the field.
Well, if it was the low ankle sprain, that's the one you can just tape up and keep going with. It's a high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
And the high ankle sprain, it can repair in 2 weeks, or it can take 12. No one knows. There's no.
Yeah. So when you say he's back in 2 to 4 weeks, I'm like, well, we'll see. But you know what? There's good news. There's I won't call it good news, but again, it's like, it's not the worst news in the world, because Mike Washington has been looking really good this offseason. And so I think he'll be able to step in while Genty's gone and fill that gap pretty well. I don't think Mike Washington offers all of the facets of Ashton Genty, but he's a hard downhill runner. Like, he has really good speed. He has good vision. He knows when to make cuts. Like, I've been really impressed with Mike Washington. And I actually was telling Broski the other day, like, I feel like, not just Broski, but Ken and all them too, I was telling him, I think that give it a year or two and Mike Washington might actually be pushing Ashton Genty for that starting job, dude.
I said that when you drafted him.
Yeah, I was like, Joe, who's been telling you that for months?
Well, yeah, that's why I specifically brought it up, is because shout out to Broski Bear. He's the one who, when the Raiders drafted, actually it was before the draft, Broski was talking about Mike Washington as potentially being the best back in this draft, and or at least one of them. And he was when the Raiders got him, he said, man, the Raiders got it, because I know that Broski wanted him for the Bears.
Yep.
Hell, I wanted him for the Lions. That's we talked about it. I wrote a draft profile.
I mean, I really thought he would be like a late first or second round pick. Like, I really did. Yeah. I thought, just based on his physical attributes, and the fact that he could do everything. Like, I thought someone would take a shot on him, but
and being one of the fastest guys at the combine.
Yeah. size, speed, like literally, he's the total package, man.
The only thing he has to work on
runs a 4.33, like
is the same thing a certain running back out of Wisconsin had to work on. It's ball security. We all know how that worked out. Jonathan Taylor now is a top 5 running back in the league.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a true story. And I personally, though, will be shocked. I mean, there's roughly 3 weeks until the first game. Like, I'll be shocked if Genty misses week 1 personally. But my thoughts on the matter, Joe. I'm not going to dive into it, but I think it's only a matter of time. And it'll probably happen this season before Washington takes that starting running back spot.
I mean, it's hard to be upset about it. Like if he continues to put on, if he continues to put on tape what he's been putting on tape in the preseason, then I wouldn't be upset at all.
You have those guys in your backfield for the next 3-4 seasons. Holy crap, man! Congratulations!
Combination for 3 straight
years.
It's
an excellent 1-2 punch, man. Yeah. Whether Genty's starting or whether Washington's starting, it's still either one is going to be a hell of a change of pace back.
And if Mike Washington ends up taking more snaps over the next 2 seasons. You know what you don't have to do then?
Pay Genty.
You don't have to pay Ashton Genty the 5th-year option, which is going to be higher because running back salaries are higher.
Mm-hmm.
True story.
So you could actually sit there and go draft his replacement in that 4th year as a 3rd stringer and see if he outdoes him. Somebody with that build, that type of running game. Because he's okay at receiving out of the backfield. Mike Washington's actually pretty good receiving out of the backfield.
Yeah, he's real good. Yeah, he's good. Yep.
And I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. And I do have a little bit of channel news for everybody real quick. Last night, about midnight, I'm laying down and I get a notification from YouTube Studio. I got to apply to be a part of the YouTube Partnership Program. That means over the next 30-day approval process, KCB Sports Network may be monetized.
All right. Congrats, buddy.
And that's due to the views I got over the past year. That's not due to the cumulative views, because if it was off the cumulative views, I wouldn't even get offered. So it's also thanks to this show, my show, and all the other shows that I do, that Ken is also a part of another one. And I've always told you, broski, if now that this is a permalink for all the shows, all you got to do is hop in on Wednesday night if you want to be a part of the roundtable talks.
I appreciate that, man. I've had a lot going on in my personal life lately, but man, I try to jump on when I can. And JB, we've had a lot of really good combos over the last couple of years. So, man, I appreciate that.
Yep. And I thought it was funny. Colin Cowherd actually said over this weekend that he thinks that the North is coming down to between Detroit and Chicago.
I don't know what to think. Honestly, I don't know if these teams all got better or if they all took a little step back, but honestly, they're going to be they're very close.
Right.
It's.
I mean, nobody really took a big leap forward, and nobody really took a big step back. We kind of all muddled into the same group of good to very good teams. Do you agree with that, Broski?
I do. No, I do. I really do. I know. Yeah, I mean, I know Joe was saying he feels that there is going to be a team that might not live up to the billing this year. Might only win 6 games or 7 games, but man, I think
it's going to be just like last year.
I think the last place team
separated by 2 games.
The last place team is going to be an 8 or 9 win team. I feel. I do.
And so, but keep in mind, I didn't say that. I'm not putting money on it. I just said I could see a scenario where the basement team finishes at 6 or 7 wins, and that's assuming that the wheels fall off or that injuries, things like that happen. They happen to every team. So, I mean, I just don't think you're going to have 4 9-win teams again in that division. Like, the division is competitive, so everyone has a chance to potentially go 3-3 or worse in that division. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not an illogical thought. You know what I mean?
So and like you said, JB, I don't think any team took a drastic step forward where they set themselves ahead of the pack, and maybe none of them took a drastic step backwards either. But there's huge questions for every team in the North, in my opinion.
Well,
like, there are different questions for every team, but every team has a big question. You know, like for the Packers, to me, it's, you got Tucker Kraft coming back off this huge injury. You have your starting Golden now is going to be he's, I guess, going to be your go-to guy, but he had like 10 receptions or something like that. Like, what's he going to look like? I'm not saying he sucks. I'm saying we don't know, right? Like, that's a question mark. And then their defense is, it's got some question marks too. Like, who's going to rush the passer until Micah comes back? If you're putting all that weight on Lucas Van Ness, you might be disappointed, man. And then you just went and got rid of Rashawn Gary. Yeah, then you just went and got rid of Rashawn Gary, which, I get it. Rashawn Gary is kind of a polarizing figure, right? But he was the only guy on that line besides Micah that was getting 5+ sacks. You know what I mean? So it's like, where's that pass rush going to come from? Are you going to start blitzing your linebackers more now, or what are you doing?
I remember I asked this of Broski, and I'm going to ask this you now. Prior to the season, I literally asked the Packer fans that was on this show when I was a guest after they got Parsons. I said, will he get a sack after Thanksgiving?
Are you talking about Jared?
I'm talking about Parsons.
Oh, Parsons. Yeah, I mean,
that was the biggest thing about that trade I asked last year, because go back and look, every year he disappeared, even on the Cowboys defense, which was actually good around him.
Yeah, I don't know about the Packers, man. Like, it's a tough call, JB, because to me, I feel the Vikings are boom or bust. I feel
right.
If they
all
can
hinges on if the midget can handle it or not.
Yeah, if they can get quarterback play this year, I mean, I could see him being a double-digit win team. But like, also if he doesn't pan out, I mean, I could see them being a 7-8 win team.
Yeah,
they're going with 9. But they took a hit. They took a hit this year. They, after Harrison Smith retiring, they signed Jamal Adams to take his place. What happens? He's out for the year.
Yeah, and that rookie they drafted is banged up too, I think. Jacoby Thomas.
Jacoby Thomas is out 4 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. So
I gotta say this though, like, the Vikings, so they drafted Caleb Banks, right? And I know he's another polarizing figure because of his injury history. Like, Broski's kind of out on him, right? And but one thing that I like that the Vikings did is they didn't just draft him, they went and drafted Big Citrus too. So they were like, we're going to address this position one way or the other. If Banks don't work out, at least Big Citrus is going to work out, or at least we're hoping,
Orange, right?
Yeah, we're talking about one of these guys is gonna pan out. So I thought that, like, even though some people might object to using 2 draft picks in one position like that, I thought it was a smart move, like hedging your bets, because Caleb Banks, if he can stay healthy, he could be a good player, but at the same time, like, he hasn't stayed healthy, right? So it's, I don't know. And I think Big Citrus has big potential too.
He does, but he's not quite to NFL starter potential yet. From what I've seen on the tape in preseason, he's not very good in the 2-on-1 situations. He's not pushing the pile, which is something that a defensive tackle has to do to help the defensive ends get pressure. He's kind of a DJ Reader-ish at this point last season.
He's a nose tackle. He's going to be out there to absorb blockers. You know what I mean? Try to take 2 blockers on each play. Caleb Banks,
if he's not moving that line when he's in, because let's say Caleb Banks is just returning to practice recently, right?
Yeah, he might be. I think he was drafted to be more of that 3 tech, so they can play out there together. But without going down that rabbit hole of why I don't like him, it's going back to Dominic Orange, it's one of those things. I really liked him going into the draft, but I always say, like, he was one of two non-SEC, non-Big Ten players that I liked. The other kid was at cornerback. His name's escaping me right now. But anyway,
the one from Toledo.
No, he was from a small school. What was it, like San Diego State or something? Maybe.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about because
name's escaping me.
One of my sleepers that I actually wrote a profile on. You were like, "Yeah, I love this kid."
Yeah. But anyway, like, to me, it's just a huge risk when you draft someone in the trenches from a non-SEC, non-Big Ten school. It just, and if Big Citrus doesn't work out, I mean, I will never even pick one of those guys as a potential sleeper or something ever again, because I'm looking at Lee Hunter on the Panthers, the kid from Texas Tech. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, right now he's losing out to a last year 5th round pick. So Lee Hunter, to me, he didn't play the competition in college. So how do you really grade him? It's tough.
So about 6 hours before the Lions game with the Commanders, we get the tweet that Jaden Daniels, Scary Terry, and their running back was all starting. And lo and behold, Daniels was getting demolished. Did you watch it? Did you watch it?
I did not. I will
Derek
not.
Moore had a sack. DJ Wanham had a sack. Ahmad Hassanin got back there for a big pressure with a good QB hit before he released the ball. It was not good for the Commanders early.
Well, I'll just say preseason is preseason. We'll see what happens during the regular season. But the Commanders, obviously, I mean, Jaden Daniels has to be healthy for them to have a chance at anything. So.
And that's why I was shocked they were putting them in, because the word all week they weren't going to play starters, except on the offensive line to get them reps. And the next thing you know, 6 hours before the game, we're going to play them.
I can understand why, though. Like, he's coming off the injury. Like, you want to get him some reps out there, like some live reps. But it's also a risk, and that's exactly what you don't want, is to put your starting quarterback out there to get him some reps, and he starts getting killed in the first quarter. Like, because the Commanders,
I'm sorry.
Let's be honest, man. Like, the Commanders are going as far as Jaden Daniels takes them, dude. Like, that's a fact. And in order for him to take them anywhere,
from being a top 10 pick again.
Yeah, and if the only way that Jaden Daniels is going to take them anywhere is if they can protect him. So,
they got work to do.
They got work to do. Exactly. Like, find your best 5. Like,
I'm pretty sure some of their offensive linemen who are supposed to be starters are already injured. So
I believe their guard on the right-hand side is injured, and the tackle on the blind side.
Yeah, Tunsil, he's out.
Yeah. So, their starting 5 isn't their starting 5, but they got to get them reps together to make them gel as a unit. It's the same reason why we've done 2 different centers the last 2 weeks, to get that cohesiveness built for the Lions, because our starter's out for a while. And that makes sense. You want to get those backups in and see who's awful. And if I've never seen Michael Neese at center again, it'll be too soon.
Yeah, and one player on the Commanders who I actually liked that they drafted, sleeper running back, late round pick, Katron Allen. They drafted him in the 6th round.
That's the Penn State guy, right?
Yeah, you want to talk about just a hard nose between the tackles, no hesitation, quick to hit the hole kind of running back. That's him. He's not the big play guy. He's not the burner. But I'll tell you, man, this guy has a lot of like, if you were to take like David Montgomery and Kyle Monangai and like kind of mold them together, that's kind of what he reminds me of. What's
the status on Monangai's injury?
They said he's week to week, so I think
he might.
It happened last week, I think. Yeah, I from what I'm hearing, like, he's going to be playing week 1. It's just
okay.
I don't think they're going to be playing him, and definitely not in the preseason. He's probably not even going to be practicing too much.
Well, Nick, we heard about guys, some Nick put in the chat, Chargers O-line already banged up. Well, we heard that last Wednesday. They lost him for the season. It's not just an ACL tear. It says ACL tear and unknown knee damage. So that might be a career ender for Tyler Biadasz. And my prayers and thoughts go out to him and his family as they deal with this. But, since they put him on the IR and they medically waived him, at least he gets half his money this year, and the signing bonus was paid up front. Because this was his big contract after leaving the Cowboys, correct?
JB, who are you talking about again?
Tyler Biadasz, the center for the Chargers.
Oh, yeah, I'm not actually too familiar. So,
well,
they medically waived him.
Did they just medically waive him?
I don't know. I thought that's what you just said.
I said I'm glad they put him on the IR and did not medically waive him, because the protections in for those second contracts is you at least get 50% of your money.
Okay. So I guess they're running with the rookie then at center, huh? Jake Slaughter.
Yep.
Wow.
And he did not look good in game 1 that he played at center.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
That's a hard position to come in and succeed as a rookie. Like center is, it's a tough one, man.
Yeah, center used to be just snap the ball and hit the guy in front of you, or you know what I mean, hit the linebacker or something. Now it's like, dude, you're calling the shots, you're calling out like protections, you're identifying blitzers, like, you know what I mean. You're basically like almost doing everything the quarterback's doing, except for just a more
Good luck with that.
What did that say?
John Doran, Packers will easily sweep the division.
Yeah. The Packers, man, they're going to be, I got a feeling they're going to be just like a pass-happy, fun-and-gun offense. They're just going to be chucking the ball like more than normal this year. I think it's going to be a little more lopsided and just favor the pass a lot more than typical. I really think that's going to happen.
That would be fun to watch. I've been saying it for a while. They need to just go ahead and cut Jordan Love loose and let him, you know what I mean? Let him throw the ball 40 times.
I have a feeling this might be the season they do that. I really do. Yeah, I mean, again, we'll see how they look, man. It's just, I can't get ballsy with any prediction on any NFC North team. I just can't. Like, I really can't.
No, I think everybody's in that 11 to 8 win season window. 11 wins or 8 wins. There's no in between. It's going to be one or the other.
Yeah. Could very well be.
I think the first place and last place will be separated by 2 to 3 wins, just like last year.
Well, I hear you, man.
AFC West is going to be interesting this year too.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that with Bo Nix. Like, he's back playing, huh?
And yeah, but Bo Nix doesn't impress me, man. Like, I've said it before. Like, to me, Bo Nix ain't it, man. Like, I get it. So he's running Sean Payton's offense, like, but the defense was last year. If you go back and
stellar.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying is they're not winning games. Bo Nix, like, in my opinion, like, they're winning games because that defense is just ridiculous, dude.
Defense wins championships, and I still say, if he'd have been in instead of Jordan Stidham, they'd have beat the Patriots because that defense wasn't that good versus the Broncos and Stidham.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair speculation.
And I also said they weren't winning the Super Bowl because of that defense being suspect to the Broncos. I said, I don't think they can beat the Seahawks because the Seahawks defense is better. Broski and I talked about it the week before. I actually had one of my commenters make a bet that, the Patriots are going to blow them out.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out this year. That's another team.
The AFC West for me is interesting, though, because
it is.
Kansas City they're not the Kansas City of old. You know, I think they're vulnerable. And
they're the Kansas City that is old. That's the difference.
Yeah. And then, you know, like the Chargers, they're going to Charger, right? Like they'll be competitive in the regular season, and if they make the playoffs, they'll be one and done. And then, you know, you have the Raiders, who I don't think are going to compete for the division this year, but they should be a fun team to watch. I hope for competitive games. You know, that's my thing is like, you know, I'm not expecting 10 wins. I'm like, if we get 7 wins, I would be I'd be happy with that. I'd be like, that's an improvement over last season, you know.
Sure.
As long as we're going in the right direction and we're playing competitive games in the division, that's my main thing. Is like, you know, can we pull off a couple of division games?
Right.
You know, especially I'd like to win one against Kansas City, man. I really would.
I said that the Raiders team overall on paper is much improved versus last year's roster. I said that automatically should get them at least 2, if not 3 more wins. If it doesn't, then there's something wrong, either coaching or roster.
Well,
the way the roster is put together.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, Kubiak was a really good hire for them, so we'll see how he is as a head coach.
Yeah,
and that's why I put him at 2 to 3 games. I thought their roster was 2 games better, and with Kubiak, that should at least get him another game because I think he's going to be a good coach.
In Kansas City, like Joe said, they're kind of in what is it? What was the group? Wilson Phillips or hold on for one more day kind of mode right now. You know, they're going to meet me. We'll see if they can break free from the chains. But I think
the one team in the division that beats KC. How you doing, Steve? Good to see you.
Yeah, they're starting Boston field goal the first 4 weeks, most likely. They could go 2-2 based on their schedule, but we'll see.
And also, just a little programming update. This week, it'll be me all week instead of Ken the Bear fan because he's having some dental work done.
Ken's getting that Hollywood smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the AFC West is an interesting division to me this year. I think the Broncos kind of have the inside track on it, just based off of their returning the most players. That defense is still stellar, but they don't offensively. They don't really impress me all that much. You know, there's just nobody really in the division that took. I don't know. Matching up with that defense is going to be tough. You know, like Kansas City. To me, they're old and vulnerable. Especially with Patrick Mahomes coming off that injury. Like, I don't expect him to have an all-pro type of season this year. You know, I think he'll come back and he'll play well. He'll play Patrick Mahomes football, but
not quite. Is he getting a grill like Chad Johnson?
Crushed diamonds. No, but and then the Chargers, like, I don't know, you know, like the Chargers have talent. They have some good players, but it just, for whatever reason, their offensive line can't seem to stay healthy. That was their problem last year. They lost both their starting tackles. This year, like, now their center's gone, and as their tackles come back, their center's gone. And but what is that kid's name? Dude, the receiver, McConkey, McConkey. That kid is dope, dude.
Yeah,
like I like watching him play, man. Like, he reminds me of like a better version of Hunter Renfrow.
He's like the Patriots version of Wes Welker. That's what I was going with. Yeah, that's what he reminds me of.
That's actually who I think Luke McCaffrey on the Commanders could be like. He could be like a McConkey type of guy.
If Dan Quinn was an offensive coach.
Yeah, I don't know. They got a good little trio at wide receiver there, and they could have a good little creeper running back duo. Yeah, we'll see about the Commanders this year. But yeah, going back to the AFC West, I mean, it's a tough one to call because, like, what's a true staple of a Jim Harbaugh team? Like, the O-line and just the trenches on offense and defense are both dominant, and that's really hasn't been the case for the Chargers yet. And this is like year 3 for Harbaugh there. So year 4, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, who knows? It's wide open, man.
What's up, Jagoff?
I thought it was year 2. Maybe it's year 3 for Harbaugh.
This is year 2.
Year 2. That's what I thought.
Year 2? No.
Yeah.
Because he left Michigan. They won it 3 years ago.
Yeah, it might be year 3.
This is the third. This is the third season.
Yeah, it's true.
He's been there 2 years.
But anyway, regardless, yeah, he hasn't got that O-line to where it needs to be. Now he has had some bad luck, but hey,
happy birthday, Dwayne Keene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another interesting division to me is the NFC West.
Yeah.
Like
Kittle returns to 11-on-11 action today. He was just removed from the PUP and medically cleared. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, that division is interesting to me because the 49ers are the walking wounded right now, you know? So, like, who knows, man? But if they can get their players back, you know, with enough season left to try to make a run, they could make things interesting. And then, you know, with Seattle and the Rams, that's gonna be a great rivalry all year.
So I'm just worried to see if Mike Evans hits the PUP come the cut week. Because right now we just know he's injured and he's not practicing. They haven't really given an update yet. They kind of left it as lower leg injury. And it's just sitting there. And everybody's like, well, what's going on with him?
Yeah, I think Tampa let him go, like let him walk, or didn't extend him. I thought they made the good call. I really did.
I did too. And look at his age. The fact he missed like almost half a season last year. What was it? 6 games he missed?
Yeah, very non-Mike Evans like, yes.
And yeah, and Shaduki Sanders loses his starting job to Deshaun Watson. The Massage King is back on the field. Did you hear his greeting when he came onto the field to take over?
Yeah, I heard he got booed pretty loud. Yeah.
He got booed so loud he cried in the after interview, the post-game interview.
You know, like Man Hour last week was going off about how, you know, like they don't need prime Deshaun Watson. They just need a competent Deshaun Watson, and the Browns could be a good team. And I was like, when was the last time Deshaun Watson looked like a competent quarterback, dude? Like,
he was a Texan.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. You know, like I don't have any hopes for them with Deshaun Watson as their starting quarterback.
And then, like I said before Broski hopped in, Michael Penix returns to full practice. So that's good for Atlanta because let's face it, the Tua experiment is awful. Their best quarterback so far this preseason has been Jack Strand, the guy I talked about as a super sleeper out of MSU Moorhead.
Yeah, the Tua experiment could have been over before it started. Honestly, that's how bad that smells.
Yeah,
I know. We all said that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I had really high hopes for Penix because to me, I'm enamored with Penix's arm talent, dude. Like that guy's arm talent is ridiculous. He can launch a fucking 60-yard laser, dude. Like, you know, but the injuries happen, and I don't know. I think Atlanta's probably going to be looking for a quarterback next year.
Oh boy, 49ers owner Jed York was arrested Sunday and pleaded no contest to misdemeanor charges of disorderly conduct and possessing criminal tools. Holy crap. I don't know what that means because I've never heard that used. If it throws the ball again. So the Massage King is back as a starter. I never thought I'd hear those words. But when you're paying him $250 million to ride the pine, I guess you want to see if he can still do it.
But I mean, this has to be like the last year of that contract, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has to be.
I mean, when you weigh everything,
great to be here talking football. Go ahead.
When you weigh everything in the balance, that Deshaun Watson trade might go down as the worst fucking trade in NFL history, dude.
It already has.
Like
it's already
when you look at what it's cost
era.
the Browns. Yeah, when you look at what it's cost the Browns, like $250 million guaranteed dollars for. I mean, does he even have 1,000 yards? Like,
for
in his
games,
5 seasons,
for 6 games, 898 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. That's what it's equaled so far.
For $250 million.
But I will say
I'm pretty sure you could trot my fat ass out there and I could get you 898 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Pay me 125 million. We'll call it even, dude. Like,
I'd do it for 50.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know.
And take that first hit and get crushed, take half my money and go home.
Exactly. Exactly. You said that was fully guaranteed, right? Like, oh my gosh. And Shedeur, like, I have more hope for Shedeur than I do for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, and to make that trade for Deshaun Watson, they let Baker walk.
Yeah, that looks even worse. But Baker, you know, that's an interesting situation too, because it doesn't seem like Tampa's really all that interested in Baker.
What's his name traded to the Redskins? Who was that?
The Albert Hainsworth trade?
The Browns are like the Vikings. No good QB.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, Wilkerson. Okay.
Yeah, the Browns need a running back also. Unfortunately, I don't think Judkins will ever be the same player.
Oh, really?
I mean, dude, I don't see how you recover fully from that injury he took last year. God bless the man for going back and trying to play again, but will he ever be the same? I mean, to me, it's like another Chubb situation.
I was just going to say, isn't that crazy how they have two running backs? Like they had Chubb, who was like at the time was easily top 5, and now they got Judkins, who his rookie year was looking like a beast, and all of a sudden it's like
they ran him into the ground with no chances to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the other big news that broke over the weekend. Friday night, we were live and we got to announce it when it happened. Nick Chubb announced his retirement from the NFL.
Apparently did. Tough dude, man. Tough guy. Like, honestly, that guy really, he did everything in his power to try to make it back in the NFL and everything. And it's a brutal sport, man. It's a gladiator sport.
I'm really like, I'm saddened by that, honestly. Chubb, like, you know, you don't have to be a Browns fan to like Chubb. He was awesome to watch, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, while he was healthy, helped me win a championship.
Hey,
Chubb was a beast, dude. I think he would have, if he had not. It all comes down to that one hit from Minkah Fitzpatrick, dude. Like that one hit changed everything, because he was on a trajectory. Like he easily could have been a Hall of Fame player, dude.
I think he's just like a full season away from being eligible to be voted in right away. He might get in on the veterans later on, but he won't get in the first 5 years of voting he's available. Do you disagree with that, Joseph?
No, I think his career was too short, but that my point was if that injury never happens, Chubb is a Hall of Famer for sure, dude.
Yeah, the way he was playing that year.
He's a first ballot guy.
Judkins will have to be traded soon. What? They might, if he's healthy and able to go, even on one leg, he might be the leading rusher this year because they won't let Watson throw the ball.
Yeah. I like Judkins, though.
And that to me just smells like ownership stepping in and saying, we're starting Watson. We're going to try to get some return on our investment. You know, and I'm not a Shedeur Sanders like big fan or promoter, but I mean, I just don't see why you wouldn't see what you had in the kid. You know, just to at least see
5 picks and no touchdowns the first 2 preseason games is why.
For Shaduki?
Yeah, for Shaduki. Shaduki proven exactly what I mean. He is Shaduki.
It's not going to be much better with Watson.
My thing is this, like, I don't, and I've said this over and over, neither one of them obviously are the answer at quarterback for them going forward. This is a bridge year at quarterback for the Browns. So, you know, there's a chance.
Got Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, you know what? I'll actually say this. As much as I'm not a fan of Sanders, I think that Dylan Gabriel pick was just atrocious. It was so rotten. It was so terrible. Like, that guy had no NFL potential. None. Like, zero. Like,
didn't they cut him last year? Didn't they cut Dylan Gabriel and then they re-signed him?
Yeah, they re-signed him to the practice squad, and then they extended him with the UDFA minimum this year.
Yeah.
Like a 5'10", 5'11" lefty system college quarterback who played like 6 years. Like, I don't know, man. Like he was obviously just like a product of the college system he was in. He was not an NFL caliber quarterback. So taking him in the 3rd round, ridiculous, honestly, ridiculous.
So going back to the Penix thing real quick. Right now, if you were the head coach and you were setting your roster, wouldn't you have it Penix, Jack Strand, Tua? Because Cooper Rush has done nothing.
I mean, it's a rebuild year for them. So, I mean, at some point you want to, all I'll say is this, at some point you definitely want to get Penix some snaps. That's all I'll say. Like, what point is that? I don't know. At some point in the season, hopefully you can have him out there for a few games.
Yeah, I'm quite sure for the whole preseason during the training part of it, he will have the red shirt on. Please do not touch him.
Yeah, I mean,
but if he's ready to go, if he's ready to go, I would give him the whole season. If he can stay healthy, like he needs all the reps he can get, and you really want to find out, like, especially going into next year's, the quarterback class is supposedly deep, right? Like, I want to know what I have in Penix this year. Like, I want to know. So to me, nobody else sees the field. It's Penix. That's it.
I hear that. Ideally, that would be a good call, but it's just like availability in reality. Let's see who's healthy week to week on that team.
I personally would probably start Jack Strand the first 3 weeks before I let Penix take the field because of that knee, because he's just getting medically cleared to come back to 11-on-11. I would not throw him into the fray for the first month.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, that's a team, like I said.
Takes over. That was my point, is once Penix takes over, I don't think, unless barring injury, he should be the one taking all the snaps. Like, I want to see what I have in him, because Tua, we know what you have in Tua, right? Like, this is the year to find out for Atlanta. Either you're looking for a quarterback next year, or Penix is your guy. Like, you got to make that decision, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Browns too. The Browns, like, I'm in the same boat with the Browns. The difference is, I think the Browns have a sneakily good roster, other than their quarterback, and they're a couple of pieces away from being a very competitive team. Like, I think if I'm the Browns, I'm drafting a quarterback next year, and
the quarterback first round, and then I'd probably go alternate between offense and defense throughout the rest of the draft.
Yeah, I think they've done a good job their last few drafts. They really have. We'll see how Monken does as a head coach. I know he's like one of those career offensive coordinator guys. Maybe there's a reason he's always been a career offensive coordinator, but regardless, he should be able to work with a quarterback, whoever they bring in next year.
Motown Mitch, I'll tell you what, I am a Jack Strand guy. I think he could develop into an NFL quarterback, possibly a starter, but more than likely a journeyman backup like Chad Henne was. And I think they need to get him as many reps as they can before Penix gets hurt.
Yeah, like, honestly, I'm sorry, JB, go ahead.
And I don't think Joe Milton's that damn good. If he was, he wouldn't have bounced around to 2 rosters already. Joe
Milton is hot garbage. He dude, the Tennessee quarterbacks, come on, get me started on them, please. But Atlanta, new team president, new GM, new head coach, no quarterback. They're bridgier quarterback right now too. They're in rebuild mode. They have some very nice pieces. Yeah, they got some very nice young pieces both sides of the ball, but don't expect much out of that team this year. Honestly, they'll probably finish last in that division. I mean, that's my prediction for them.
And didn't they lose James Pierce and had to sign Zadarius Smith?
Pierce is like waiting to see if he's going to get in trouble, I think. I know Javon Walker.
He got injured in preseason game 1.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know Walker's out. Yeah, I think Walker's out for the year too, isn't he?
Yep. They've been quietly losing pieces on
Yeah, they're going to be bad. They're going to be a very, very bad team this year. Like,
I said it was a toss-up between the Saints or the Falcons for last place in the division. Now I'm thinking it's a toss-up between the Saints or Panthers to win it, because people are dropping on flies for both the other teams.
Oh, dude, I'm I've been Saint. I don't know if we've had that discussion. I've been Saints up for months now. I think the Saints win that division this year.
Actually, I was just going to say before we even started on the Saints that one of the things that I'm really looking forward to this year, outside of my own team, is I want to see year 2 of Tyler Shug. Like, I want to see,
Shug, baby.
Yeah, I want to see if he takes that next step forward. Like, Grit last year, and he had them competitive, dude. Like, they weren't winning a lot of games, but they weren't an easy out either. And I expect them to be even better with a year under his belt. But this is why I say I look forward to seeing it, is because now there's a lot of tape out on him. So, it's like, and there's the sophomore slump, right? Like, that's a real thing.
Well, you know what they did that's very low key that I really, really like is they have 3 legit tight ends on their team now. And people don't realize that, because if people don't even realize that, like, Juwan Johnson had over 800 yards receiving last year as a tight end. Like, you don't even hear about the guy, right? Now they have Noah Fant. Now they have one of my sleeper picks from the draft last year, Oscar Delp, the tight end out of Georgia.
Oh yeah, I know they had them.
You know what I'm saying? So like they have 3. Yeah, they have 3 legit tight ends. Like, very sneaky, and they have a very sneaky, good running back room too with ETN and what's his face, Neil. I think he's kind of like the between the tackles guy.
You mean Kamara?
And Kamara. I'm not even considering him. Like, I'm just talking about the 2 younger guys. They still have Kamara.
He's out for a minimum of the first month of the season because he just got injured.
Who did?
Kamara.
Oh, okay. So yeah, but my thing is this: I wasn't even considering him in the mix. To me, it's like whatever you get from Kamara, you get. But the 2 younger guys they have are good. They're a good complement, right?
Whatever you get from Kamara is just gravy on the biscuit, right?
Yeah. Now, drafting that wide receiver, I don't know. Like, I didn't like that pick because he was too injury prone, and he's already out for a couple months or something, right?
Out for the year.
Jordan Tyson. But they did draft 2 other wide receivers in this draft. They drafted 3 wide receivers. So, maybe one of these young guys steps up and could be a good number 2 next to Olave.
And that's another one. They extended him, and he deserved it. And I'm
Saints
not
will be an interesting team, I think.
Yeah,
and
but they've had a lot of injuries, and that's what derailed them coming out of the gate, because their injuries are happening early. If the people get back early enough, the ones that aren't injured for the season, great, that helps that team. But let's say for now, we know they're injured. And that's pretty much all I got to say.
Yeah, Kellen Moore, though, I mean, I really like him as a play caller. He's like one of those good modern day play callers. I think he gets it. So, we'll see how that goes. But I'm liking the Saints, man.
Yeah, and the Panthers getting as injured as they have, it helped the Saints a lot. Like, I mean, the Saints have their own injury issues, but like, before all these injuries to the Panthers, I was like looking at them to possibly win the division. Like, I figured it would be between them and Tampa for the division.
Well, I mean, the Panthers, like, they don't really have too many serious injuries. I don't feel. They lost.
Leggett's gone for the season, right?
I don't believe so.
No, it was the other one. It was the other one that is gone for the season. Leggett is just coming.
Oh no, the rookie from Tennessee, Brazel. Yeah, he's out for the year, but he's just a rookie.
Chris Brazel is the one but he was a rookie. They're expecting Leggett to actually take a step forward, because this being year 3, and they worked on his route running this offseason. I heard it's a lot crisper.
And he lost some weight. Worse. Yeah, he trimmed down a little bit. So they got Ted Leggett and Jalen Coker at wide receiver.
And Ted McMillan.
Yeah, Ted XL and Coker. And the thing is, they lost Nick Scorton, who's that good rookie outside linebacker edge, player for them last year. So
they lost him for the year.
Yeah, so that was a decent hit. But then again, they got a 3rd round pick from last year. They drafted D-end, or whatever you want to call it, outside linebacker edge, 2nd and 3rd round last year. So Princely's in. They got what's his face? The other guy from Pat Jones. They got him too. Well, they signed Evan Lloyd and they signed Phillips. They gave him a lot of money too. So Panthers defense, honestly, looks like it could still be pretty tough. Offensively, I mean, is anyone really impressed with Xavier Legette or Jalen Coker, wide receiver? If they signed Darren
Coker. I love Jalen Coker myself. I said he was underrated coming out of college.
Yeah, he's he's a tall slot receiver, but until he breaks the 400-yard mark in his career once, I'm not going to really be jumping up and down about him. But they signed Waller, which was, I thought, interesting. Darren Waller, the tight end, former retired guy. But I don't,
if I played for the Dolphins, I'd have retired too.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. The guy's obviously still a physical freak of nature. He did catch like 6 or 7 TDs last year, so in 9 games. So we'll see. We'll see if he brings anything to the table for them. I don't know. The Panthers.
3 of them came from that backup, Skylar Thompson, not even Tua, if I remember right, because that was during that time that Tua was in his head again, and I don't mean concussion wise.
Yeah, I don't know. All I do know is I think the Dolphins are really going to suck bad. I think the Jets are still going to suck really bad. The Falcons are going to be really bad.
But the Panthers,
the Jets are 1 win away from going for a perfect preseason of 3-0.
Yeah, they're going to have
17.
Yeah, they're going to be
with Geno. They're
yeah, they're going to be bad. They're going to be bad.
I wanted to point out, I had said that I think this is the year for Atlanta where you find out if Penix is it, right? If you find out if Penix is your guy, and if not, you're drafting a quarterback next year. I actually think the Panthers are in that same boat. For me, this is the year where if Bryce Young doesn't take that huge step forward, I'm looking for a quarterback next year, because that's the only thing holding me back from being a perennial, division contender.
And even if I sign him or accept his 5th-year option, I'm drafting one day too.
Yeah, which they did. They picked up his 5th year. This is year 4 for him.
Right. So
my thoughts.
Take one in the 2nd round next year, because this is supposed to be a 10 to 12 quarterback deep class of good to very good at QBs. But we are talking about the transition from college to pro. And we all know how that works out. We heard the 1 year, this is the year of the quarterback. We ended up with 4 great ones and a whole bunch of ones you never heard of again.
Mm-hmm. But I'll give you a one person that I think, if you're going to do what JB said and take one in the 2nd round, I'll give you a guy that I think would probably do pretty well in Carolina, Trinidad Chambliss.
Yeah. I think he may end up being one of the best.
He may end up being a 1st-round pick, but he doesn't have quite the hype that the dude from Oregon and
Dante Moore or Arch
Dante Moore. We'll see Arch Manning. Exactly. How many guys are really going to go in that 1st round? I think Chambliss would be really good in Carolina. Well, I like he reminds me of Russell Wilson a lot, but good Russell Wilson.
Bigger.
The kid I have my eye on, and I'm surprised I don't hear about him more. I don't even hear about him in the top 5 prospects usually, is the kid from USC, Maeva. I'm going to keep my eye on him. I think that kid's got some NFL potential, but we'll see how he performs this year.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about Sellers too, and I don't really see the hype with him.
He's Justin Fields 2.0. He's Justin Fields 2.0.
He's an athlete, but
I'm telling you, they're he is the newer Justin Fields. Same size, same playing style, same arm strength, same running ability. Dude, they're the same person.
So, has anybody watched any Pittsburgh games?
No.
I'm just asking because from what I've seen, it's Aaron Rodgers and Drew Aller show, because Will Howard has been shapoopoo.
Which I'm shocked about, honestly.
I'm not. He's an OSU quarterback in the NFL.
Well, as opposed to a Penn State quarterback, though, it's wow. But yeah, I don't know.
There's been Penn State quarterbacks that weren't that good in college who did pretty good in the pros. So, at least they have a track record of people staying longer than 3 years. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I don't. You'd have to name those quarterbacks because I don't really know. Other than my man Kerry Collins.
Collins.
But what I will say is, good for Drew Aller if he does, because that kid got jerked around at Penn State hardcore, man. Like you want to talk about terrible coaching, terrible, just everything. Like, just brought in the worst way possible. Like, that was Drew Aller at Penn State. So
is what it is.
Yeah, fuck, man. Yeah.
I'm curious to see if Dante Moore, how he looks this year. Like, because he has a chance he could be the number 1 overall pick, unless Arch just blows the roof off the place. Like, Arch looked really good at the last half of last year, though. Like, the first half of the year, you were wondering, like, why is this dude even starting? And then all of a sudden, he seemed to put it together. So we'll see what happens. I think Arch has a chance to really put it together this year, and maybe even have a Heisman candidacy. But
right.
We'll see.
It is about that time where I'm going to pop off here because I have to go do my show. Brusky Bear, will you be on with us tomorrow?
I will do my best to be on tomorrow.
Okay. What about you, Joseph? I know you'll be back, right? It is your show.
I'll be here.
All right. And I will be here too. I'm going to hop in the background and I'll end the show when it's time. You two continue talking the next few minutes. I got to go set up a few things in my studio.
All right. Yeah, so I'm curious to see how Dante Moore looks, dude. But secretly, like, ever since last year, or I shouldn't say last year, ever since the end of the college football season last year, like, I like Trinidad Chambliss a lot. I thought he showed a lot, especially in that playoff game.
Yeah, my thing with him is his size. I think he's pretty small.
Yeah, he's a bit undersized. But, I mean, Russell Wilson was also a bit undersized, really undersized. But he just has that it factor, like, he just makes things happen. So
he does. He does have, like, that good quarterback, like, playmaking ability. He does.
My only knock on his game, really, other than him being a little bit undersized, is his short passing. Like, if they can correct that, which, I'm saying if, because generally guys who can't throw short, they don't go to the NFL and all of a sudden learn to throw short, right? Like, his short to intermediate, and I wouldn't even call it intermediate, like anywhere within 10 yards, like, his accuracy is kind of questionable. He's at his best when he's on the run. Like, he's very, very Caleb Williams-ish. In my opinion, like, he doesn't have the physical stature that Caleb has, but their play style is very similar. Like, they both like that backyard ball, Yeah,
and I've seen him play quite a bit at Ole Miss, and yeah, he definitely has something, man. He really does. He makes clutch plays too. That's another thing I kind of like about him.
That for me was what sold me on the guy was. That playoff game last year, like, he didn't look perfect, but every time they needed a play, he just made the play. And there's something to be said for that, like, sometimes a guy doesn't have the flashiest stats, or he doesn't have, like, the play-to-play accuracy that you would want, but he just has that clutch gene, So I think he could be successful in the NFL. But he's definitely going to need some coaching,
Sure.
And if he could just get his short game down, he could be something, man. But I'm looking forward to him. And I agree with you about Mailata too. I think, like, there's more there than what's being said. Like, you don't really hear about him, but he's got something too.
Yeah, dude, he really does. And he's got the prototype size and arm talent and all that stuff too,
Yeah, I just wonder if it's maybe because he plays for USC that he's not getting the hype that, that some other quarterbacks are getting.
I feel like USC's done okay with putting some quarterbacks into the league, but
yeah, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, USC has, I don't know. It's just they haven't really, for the last few years, like other than Caleb Williams, who's a quarterback that USC put into the league in the last, since Matt Leinart, you know what I mean? Like Matt Barkley.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Okay, that's fair. And Darnold was good. Oh, we're out of time.
All right, dude. Well, hey, man, good talking to you, Joe. We'll talk again soon.
All right, man.
Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts inside us. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, everybody in the chat. And I will be going live in less than 30 seconds. Have a great day, everybody.